Hey, welcome to Sports Talk 60. On today's show, we have fan trivia,
We have viewer mailbag,
favorite moment in Detroit sports history with Rob Parker,
baseball talk,
and we have hockey playoffs.
and more.
All today on Sports Talk 60.
It's fun to pick a show you like and watch it every single night until your family has to stage an intervention. It's fun to look and see what's new when you're hanging with your crew because it's fun to see what catches your attention.
With over 60,000 choices on TV and online, no one delivers on demand like Xfinity.
It's fun for you, it's fun for me, it's everything you want to see. It's endless fun to do Xfinity.
A lot of things happening around the American League and National League right now. Josh Hamilton, the big news, 4 home runs. First time in his career that he has done that. He said he always wanted to have a 3 home run game. He got a 4 home run game last night. A lot of players in history have not done this feat. Only 16 in the history of baseball when you think of history over 100 years.
Right, 8 RBIs, he had 18 total bases, and like you said, Albert Pujols, 19 for the season.
Right, and we know Pujols is struggling right now. He signed that big contract, struggling a little bit, but we know his talent, we know his potential, we know what Pujols can do.
Right, and I think that's the problem. I think there's so much stress on these young guys that came over from the National League with Albert Pujols and Prince Fielder to hit the home run. People want them to hit every time they're up to bat. It's not going to happen.
And one thing I like seeing right now in the American League and the National League is some of these teams that weren't doing so well. Baltimore Orioles, 19-11, sitting in first place, tied with Tampa. You got the Dodgers, you got the Washington Nationals, and the Cleveland Indians making that surge back up to the top.
Well, you know, and it also helps that the Tigers are blowing the late inning games, and you got these guys that are usually at the bottom, right at the top, and they're making good plays, they're hitting a lot of good balls, and it's a good year for them.
Yeah, some of the wins that the Tigers should be winning, we're not. We're giving those wins away. We should be
Exactly.
sitting right tied with Cleveland, actually. One thing I like to see, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, is that only one team in baseball has a single-digit win, and that's Minnesota Twins with 8. How many times do you see the Minnesota Twins sitting in the cellar?
Oh, the Twins have killed us for years. We've always been Tiger killers.
Yep.
You know, it's good to see them down there. It's good to see Chicago at the top. I like Chicago. You know, even though we're in a tough division,
Yeah.
but Chicago without Isaac Guillen is a whole different team.
And we have to talk about Brandon Inge, a walk-off grand slam. It's his 7th home run as a walk-off and his 9th hit as a walk-off, too.
I think Brandon is definitely being resurged
Found a home.
out in Oakland. He's coming alive.
A lot of young kids out there, and they look up to him. I was watching the game where Brandon Inge hit the home run. Just the kids on that team going crazy. Brandon rounding the bases. He comes home. He throws his helmet. I think he yelled game over. It was kind of hard to hear, but he was 2 steps from home plate. Throws his helmet down, yells game over, and all these kids just mob him. I mean, and they mobbed him and mobbed him. It went on for like 3 minutes.
I got to believe when you hit a walk-off grand slam, you're a kid yourself, too.
Especially in a new team. You know, he wasn't faring that well in that game, you know, but, you know, he's got 2 home runs in Oakland right now, and I think it is a resurgence for Brandon Inge. Maybe he's got that last season where he can help out a team. Who knows? Maybe he'll catch on next year with the same team. Right now, Oakland went through 3 third basemen so far this year with Sizemore being hurt, a couple other guys they sent down. Maybe he's the fit over there. He made some good defensive plays already.
He's got the glove. He's got the arm. This could be a good fit for him.
Yeah, and so I was happy to see that with Brandon. As we just, you know, all the years that he played here, always did well defensively. Hitting, a couple of years he did well. So it was good to see Brandon hit that walk-off home run last night in a grand slam.
Right,
After
and-
Oakland fought back from being shut out in that last inning, they just scored all the runs.
And, you know, with Brandon being gone, Cabrera playing third base has made some spectacular plays this last few weeks.
He has. I think he's impressed a lot of people. We knew that in spring training when we saw him down in Florida that Miguel lost the weight. He was playing third base well. He has made some spectacular plays.
He's being compared to the Miguel he was when he came up with the Florida Marlins.
In the arm.
Right? Oh, his arm has been unbelievable. But it also helps to have Prince Fielder at first base scooping anything that's in the dirt.
And Delman Young being back. You know, it seems like we still have the spot at second's kind of weak. Brendan Bosch is not the Brendan Bosch I think everybody wanted him to be. It seems like Leland had a little bit of talk with him. You know, they had Don Kelly out in the outfield the other night. You still have Delman Young, and Andy Dirks is actually playing pretty well
Andy
right now.
Dirks
and hitting in the second hole.
Hitting over 300. You know, like you said, Brendan Bosch. You got Brendan Bosch and Prince Fielder. Everybody wants them to hit home runs, but they're hitting the singles. They're getting the RBIs. They're coming through at the times we need, and that's a bonus for us.
Yeah, we just have to pick up the wins against the teams we need to win against. You know, we should be beating Seattle. Seattle has a good ball club, but their record don't reflect that. You know,
Right, and the stats show we've blown so many games this year already in the late innings. This is unlike the Tigers of last year.
Yeah, and into the game the other night, I like to talk about, you know, it was 2-2. The Seattle had the winning run on third base. I don't know why we didn't put the guy on at first base to set up a double play. He flies out to Rayburn. Rayburn throws offline. The run scores. The game over. I think right there you should have intentionally walked the guy, set up a double play at least. If he still flew out, big deal, the run scores, but at least set up a double play, put yourself in a situation to end the game going to extra innings.
Right, and kudos to Phil Koch. He's been
Yeah.
thrown into the position of a setup man.
Phil's the man.
He's coming on strong. He's coming through for us. You can't ask for anything more.
Yeah, so that's our breakdown in baseball.
With Xfinity, you can watch on-demand movies and shows online just like you do on your TV, anywhere you want. The world is your living room. Coaster. It's mahogany, so you know what I mean.
Take your TV to go. Watch on-demand movies and shows even from Showtime and HBO. Online, anywhere, anytime. It's your entertainment your way. Yours for no additional cost. Only with Xfinity. Get started at xfinitytv.com.
As you all know, Quest and CenturyLink have come together, and thankfully, they still offer the same old DSL speeds.
And?
To show our appreciation, I've taken the liberty of creating a new mascot. I present to you the CenturyLink Sloth. Half snail, half sloth. It's really slow.
What about Slail? It's got a nice ring to it, no?
We're going with Snoth.
Go faster than CenturyLink DSL with Xfinity Internet, only from Comcast.
Hey, it's part of the show, Viewer Trivia. We got a good trivia question coming from Kevin today.
Okay, with April being the 100th year of Tiger Stadium being opened, the great memorable building that it was, who was the last Tiger to hit a home run at Tiger Stadium?
Oh, right before they closed it.
Right
yeah.
before they closed, the very last game.
That very last game, that's right. So, at the end of the show will be the answer. Hey, sports fans, we got a new segment coming up on Sports Talk 60 in the next couple weeks. It's called Down on the Farm. What does that mean? Well, we're going to cover some farm teams for the Tigers. We have Lakeland, we have Erie, we have Toledo, and we have the West Michigan Whitecaps up in Grand Rapids. Well, next week, the crew's going to go up to West Michigan, and we're going to try to talk to Colin Kaline, who's the grandson of El Kaline, and Patrick Leland, who's the son of Jim Leland. And, of course, we're going to get all the fun with the fans, fan trivia, and all that good stuff in West Michigan. We're going to show you what it's like from the farm teams. So watch for it on Sports Talk 60, Down on a Farm. You know, Kevin, something that is very controversial right now in Major League Baseball is instant replay.
Right, you know, we've already got it for home runs, and people are crying for strikes and balls. What is going to be next?
Well, first base would probably be one. We always bring up that Armando Galarraga.
Right. You know, 2 years ago, he had a perfect game going.
Safe.
Jim Joyce, after the game, said he blew the call.
Should have been out.
Should have been out. He says he blew it for the guy. If you can't turn that around, what are you going to do?
And that one play takes him out of the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he was getting in the Hall of Fame anyways.
Well, a perfect game could get you in the Hall of Fame, really.
Well,
Because it's such a low number of people who throw them.
It gets your name into the Hall of Fame.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's still, for a guy like that who maybe won't have a stellar career.
Well, but what do? Do you go and watch every play?
No, but like last week with Todd Helm, foot being off the bag, and they make the wrong play at first base.
Right. Well, you know, when you're off by a foot, the ump is right there. He's 6 feet away. That was a blown call.
Right, and in football, obviously, each coach has a few challenges. Well, maybe in baseball you do the same thing. I understand they want to speed up the game with baseball by allowing not the pitcher to take all this time between pitches or the umpire, and it has to go out when the manager walks out there. But maybe you give each manager one challenge a game, no matter what it is. You're probably not going to use that challenge until the late innings when you need it. Are you going to really challenge something in the second inning? No, you're probably going to challenge it maybe on a stolen base where the guy's safe and the ump caught him out, and that would put him in scoring position to win the game, or like a close play at first in that 7th, 8th, or 9th inning when you're down by that one run, or you're tied.
You know, but I see you're taking away the human error from the game. You got to have a little bit of it.
You're doing the same thing in football, hockey. They're reviewing plays.
So I guess you'll never know.
Right? And that's what they like about baseball is that quick play, and it's real quick, and they're not going to change their decision. But it could affect things drastically.
Right. You know, if you're going to change, you know, to the instant replay, why don't you make the base 89 feet? You know how many people will get there 89 feet faster than 90 feet?
I'll give you a good point. The year we couldn't make it to the playoffs and clinch that division when Brandon Inge got hit by the pitch and they called he didn't get hit by a pitch, that would have won the game, would have forced in a run. Bingo.
I can't argue with it on that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. We could not win to save our lives in that last 2 weeks
Right.
of baseball.
Right.
That win right there would have put us in to the division.
Oh, that was game 162.
Yes.
No, actually 163.
Yeah, so instant replay probably would have benefited us a few times as Detroit fans. Galarraga, the Brandon Inge, and would have moved us right into that.
You know, and it's already benefited us twice this year on home runs to right field.
Right?
You know, we had one a walk-off home run, hit the wall, actually hit the fence, and came right back in.
Hey, we want to know what you think about instant replay. If you want to email us at sportstalk60@comcast.net, tell us what you feel about instant replay. Probably ain't going to change nothing, but at least we want to know about it.
And we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, our next guest here needs no introduction. Obviously, you can see who I'm talking to, Rob Parker, big-time media here in Detroit, long time. But we want to ask you one of your favorite moments in Detroit history for sports.
Well, for me, since I've been here the last 15 years or so in Detroit, mine would be the 2004 Pistons championship. Because I don't think I've ever seen a greater team put together, execute, and then to beat the Lakers in what some people call the first 5-game sweep in the history of the NBA, because they really won all 5 games in that series. And when you think about the Lakers, they had 4 Hall of Famers or potential Hall of Famers on that team, playing a bunch of, you know, rejects and guys who had bounced around and whatnot. For them to come together under Larry Brown and win a championship, I think that was a special moment.
Okay, and I know you follow the Pistons wholeheartedly. When do we see the Pistons get back to where we know the Pistons?
Nah, it's going to be a little while. You know what? There's always growing pains. You got to remember, I think fans sometimes here are spoiled. Think about the Celtics when they broke up, the Larry Bird team and all that. It took 21 years before they won again with this Paul Pierce group, you know, a couple of years ago. I don't think it's going to be that long, but they got some young players. It won't be that long.
So we'll see more fun at the Palace.
Absolutely. But that was fun, 2004, a lot of fun.
Okay, thank you.
So you really set up and support my devices?
Oh, yeah, we can do it anytime, online and over the phone, or if you want, in person.
Whoa.
I know, it's pretty cool. Plus, I set up your other devices to run on a secure wireless network.
Really? You're very good.
Introducing Xfinity Signature Support, your 24/7 personal tech help desk, offering home networking, PC tune-ups, virus removal, and more, all from one source. Visit xfinity.com/signature support.
Viewers, can you pause this on-demand show so we can watch it upstairs?
Yeah, right. Like, that's even possible.
We can do it at my house, and we can watch DVR stuff on any TV, too.
What are you, from the future?
No, she's from across the street. They have Xfinity from Comcast.
The future's across the street? Please tell me Pat Boone is still touring.
Who?
When you said goodbye, ain't that a shame? Forget the rest of the words.
U-verse's old phone wires can't handle what Xfinity can. Visit Xfinity Can to learn more.
What happened that night? What happened?
U-verse.
Oh, you could give a guy a heart attack.
What are you doing?
I'm doing jumping jacks. What do you think I'm doing? I'm sleeping in your laundry.
Wait, it's taking this long to download my movie because you're napping?
No, it's taking that long because I'm U-verse. Get Xfinity from Comcast. It's twice as fast as I am. We're done here, right? I'm pretty sure we're done here.
U-verse's old phone wires can't handle what Xfinity can. Visit Xfinity Can to learn more.
Hey, sports fans, part of the show called Viewer Mailbag. These are from you, the viewer. Email us at sportstalk60@comcast.net. We'll pick the best ones every week, read them on the air. Your name's going for a drawing of a Sports Talk 60 fan pack. First up, Kev, we got Michelle from Clarkston. She wants to know, how long is Leland going to keep playing Rayburn?
You know, I don't know. He's not hitting that good. He's hitting in the low 130s, 140s. His play in the outfield has been atrocious. Second base has been bad.
Always been a slow starter, though.
You know what? I guess if you're going to play him, start him in the Winter League. Put him somewhere down in Mexico, California, Guadalajara. You know.
But the season's already started. I mean, Mother Hubbard's cupboard is empty right now. You have Santiago. You got rid of Brandon Inge. Danny Worth is still around. You got rid of Eldred. And now what do you got? You got Santiago, Rayburn, and Worth. What do you do?
You know what? I think the thing is you can't wait till the second half. He's been known to be a second half player.
Right.
But you just can't wait that long. You are a professional ball player. Play ball.
Sometimes you sacrifice that one position, right?
We sacrificed Inge.
Yep. Okay, question 2 comes from Big Daddy from Romulus. He wants to know, Pfister just came back from injury. The other night his pitch count was only 73, if he's back from injury, why can't he keep going?
You know what? I don't believe in a pitch count.
Me neither.
You know, you got
Sparky didn't.
Exactly. You got pitches in between the innings. You got warm-up pitches before the game. You know, just like a few weeks ago when Verlander pitched, going into the ninth inning with 83 pitches, what do you have, a two-hitter?
Yeah.
A shutout, and he lost the game in the ninth inning.
And we saw what happened that night. Fister was pitching great against his old team, Seattle. Phil Coke came in, threw some great innings.
3
Dotel
strikeouts.
comes in, boom, game over.
You know,
we lose it.
I don't believe in the pitch count. If you're pitching great, leave him in there.
I say that too.
And you know, sure, he came off an injury. If he's not ready to pitch, don't bring him in.
You think the issue could be the money nowadays? You're paying these guys a lot more money. There's an investment now. It's more of a business. They want to keep them in. They want to keep these guys around for years.
No, because you're still, when you're 36 years old, you're a young man, but when you're playing baseball, you're an old man. Sure. So do you get the games in now while you can? You're still going to pitch.
I say you win while you can, yeah.
Well, exactly. And if you have a chance to win, you win it.
There you go. Thank you to Big Daddy from Romulus, Michelle from Clarkston. Those names go into a Sports Talk 60 sports package. Remember, if you want us to read them on the air right here, email us at sportstalk60@comcast.net. Hey, Sports Talk 60 fans, you want a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Tiger game? Well, we have a contest for you. In the next 2 weeks, we're going to give you 3 questions today, and on the next show, we're going to give you 3 other questions. Here's how you're going to get the answer. There's going to be 1 question from every episode we've done so far, which is 6 episodes, and you have to go on YouTube, hit Sports Talk 60, hit episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, watch the whole show, and get the answer to the question. So we're going to start today with 3 questions. And the first one's going to be in episode 1, when we were in spring training, Kevin and myself was in Kissimmee, and we were interviewing a guy with an alligator. You have to tell us that alligator's name. Go to episode 1 on YouTube, get the answer.
All right, as you're watching episode 2, you'll notice that John is standing in front of the authentic counter with Mark Himmelstein. He's holding a jersey in his hand that he doesn't realize has a number. Our editor throws a blurb at the top and says whose it is. Who is he holding?
Question 3 deals with episode 3. During the Wings playoffs, we interviewed Corey Emerton in the locker room about his first playoff goal. Whose locker was Corey standing in front of? Okay, fans, that was question 1, 2, and 3. What you want to do is go to YouTube, type in Sports Talk 60, episode 1, 2, and 3, get the answers to those questions, email them at sportstalk60@comcast.net. Leave us your name, how did we get a hold of you, and then all the winners after week 2 will go into a drawing for the Tiger tickets to an upcoming game. So remember, next week we'll have questions 4, 5, and 6 to deal with episodes 4, 5, and 6. Here on Sports Talk 60. Playoff hockey's winding down. The conference finals are coming up right now. Obviously, Phoenix and LA Kings are in. New Jersey's in. And the big series going on that's going to be decided this week will be the Rangers and Washington.
You know, Phoenix and LA have had some unbelievable goaltending.
Yes, and LA being an 8th seed, taken out a number 1 and 2 seed already in this playoff.
Yeah, not very often you see that, but they have played very well this year.
And then Phoenix taking care of Nashville, after Nashville taking care of Detroit, obviously, to knock us out in the first round.
Who expected that? You never expected Detroit to be done so early. You know, it was just unbelievable, as you know.
But one thing I like about it, you know, seeing the LA Kings going this far is a team that you really don't see all the time making the playoffs. And even teams like New Jersey in a while, and the Rangers too.
You know, you get so tired of seeing, you know, all the
Same old
Canadian teams all the time. It's good to see somebody else in it, just like you said.
And in Pittsburgh too. Pittsburgh's been dominant the last couple of years, but you know, even Detroit. You know, a lot of people probably say the same thing about Detroit. Oh, we're sick of seeing the Red Wings in there, but it's just a habit. 21 years in a row, they're making the playoffs.
Well, you know, and with us being Detroit fans, you can never be sick of seeing Detroit in there.
Exactly.
But you know what? I like to see
baseball, hockey, football. It don't matter.
Detroit. Just this Southeast Michigan area is a sports fan. It's a sports fan's paradise.
Detroit's a great sport town, really.
Right. And you know, the nice thing right now is I love seeing Don Cherry and his predictions. So what are your predictions right now?
Well, I like LA Kings. I like the way they're playing. I like the way they're the AC just taking everybody off. But, you know, Phoenix, too. Phoenix is a tough team right now. And it's going to be tough between the Washington and Rangers. You know, Rangers were up there pretty good this year, so we'll see what happens.
Exactly. And I'm liking LA just because they are an 8th seed and they have knocked out a 1 and 2. Yeah. And that's impressive to me.
Yeah, I like to see LA Kings because that's a team that you haven't saw in a long time, you know, going this far into the playoffs.
Not since the Gretzky years.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So there you go, a little breakdown of the hockey for the playoff conferences.
Sports Talk 60.
But now let's go to play.
Uverse, what are you doing?
Getting you guys a better TV.
We have a great TV.
You're the problem.
Me? You're the one that should have gotten Xfinity from Comcast.
I know.
They have better HD picture quality and way more HD choices.
Wait a second. Is that Grandpa's TV?
If your grandpa's mustache party 54, then yes, it is. You owe him $200.
U-verse's old phone wires can't handle what Xfinity can. Visit Xfinity Can to learn more.
U-verse, why isn't there more on demand on here?
How am I supposed to know? The world's a mystery.
I thought you were the latest in technology.
Well, I was back then. My phone wires were young and life was simple. Now I'm supposed to have as much on demand as Xfinity from Comcast, on TV and online. Enjoy your youth, kid, because one day you will turn around and it will be leaving in mid-conversation.
U-verse's old phone wires can't handle what Xfinity can. Visit Xfinity Can to learn more.
Wow, look who's back from Mexico.
U-verse?
Let's go inside and look at your pictures.
Wait, you missed us?
Well, I haven't missed your insane demands, expecting me to run HD shows and internet at the same time like I'm Xfinity from Comcast. But still, how about a hug hello?
He's trapped in the pool.
Yeah, 3 days and counting. A bird just flew out of me.
U-verse's old phone wires can't handle what Xfinity can. Visit Xfinity Can to learn more.
It's not very often I get the camera to myself without John being here hogging it. So I just want to take a second and say to my daughter, Alyssa, happy 13th birthday. She wants to be on the show so bad, but John says one Waitoka was enough, and if he takes her, he's going to get rid of me. But I know he would never do that. But Allie, happy birthday.
Allie or Kevin? She'd probably be cheaper. Let's see. Hey, we have something exciting for you coming up in maybe the next month of Sports Talk 60.
We do?
Roller Derby.
Roller Derby.
We're going to start covering a little bit of Detroit Roller Derby, and me and Kevin is actually probably going to dress and actually skate a little bit.
That is actually, we are actually going to dress.
We are going to.
We are
dress
gonna.
up in roller derby gear, skates, helmet, pads, and we're going to skate against some of the girls in the roller derby here in Detroit.
I want to see John get knocked down.
I'm going to be the guy they call the passer, I think. I don't know. They pass each other. Roller derby's quite new here, and we're going to try to bring some of the girls on the show in the next month or two. And let's like promote this sport that is, you know, they play at the Masonic Temple. There's a few teams.
There's a lot of teams actually, and it plays here, like you said, the Masonic Temple, and it plays in Chicago. It's actually all around this area. But this is not the same roller derby that my grandfather watched 40 years ago.
Oh, probably not. And these girls don't get paid. They go out and get beat up. I mean, they're hitting each other. They're zooming around that track. We actually covered some when we were on the radio show, and it was fast-paced. I mean, I didn't know what to expect when I went in there. Fast-paced, action. These girls were hitting.
And these girls are beautiful, too, and they're out beating each other's butts every week.
They have
it's
full-time
awesome.
jobs getting beat up. Yeah, they're working another job, coming in at night, practicing probably 3-4 hours a night, and it's fatiguing and it's exciting, I think.
I'm looking forward to it. It's something that the fans that are following us should go out and at least see once. I think once you're going to see it, you're going to be hooked.
Yeah, it seems like football season always starts with the NFL draft. And that's no different for Lion fans. From that last second of that last quarter from the previous season, everybody waits around in the offseason to see who the Lions are going to draft. Will it be a quarterback? Will it be a wide receiver? Well, this year the Lions go and get a tackle, Riley Reef. As you can see, he's behind us. Unconfirmed that he is signed, but he is in camp today, along with the other 2012 draft class, the 6 that were signed, the Oklahoma 3, Broyles, and the 2 Lewises. They're out here practicing also. And the Lions have also signed 17 undrafted rookie free agents also. Among here, we have some other walk-ons on the squad, so it should be an exciting day because Lion fans, today actually is the start of the 2012 football season. The draft took place, we know who we have, and now they're out here running the drills. They're with the coaches, they're breaking up into offense and defense, and the Honolulu blue and silver is glistening here in the sun. Also, we have 2 quarterbacks in camp. We have Archer and we have Kellen Moore, the Boise State walk-on who's actually out here throwing number 17. So he is maybe expected to compete for one of these spots in the Lions quarterback.
Players that don't have accrued seasons out there. So you got a wide group, but the biggest thing today is sort of getting those first day jitters out of the way. You know, they had a long day. You know, they all traveled yesterday. I get a lot to work through today, and they all tried to make a good impression, and they all did. We did a good job staying on our feet and didn't have very many balls on the ground and things like that, but it's the first day.
What about a kid like Kellen Moore, all the records he set at college? Did you get any sort of look at him and just what brought him here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he has a lot of success. I think 50 wins in college, and he's led teams, and those weren't 50 wins against inferior opponents. He's gone on the road and beat some big-time teams. Has been consistent over that period of time. So there were a lot of things that we liked about him. And that when the opportunity arose, we really weren't in the quarterback market, so to speak. But his talent was there, and he's got a good resume. We think he'll fit in well with us.
What can you see from a guy like Riley Reef today? What can you see from a guy like Riley Reef today?
Not a lot. He knows how to line up. Looks good lining up. But I mean, we don't have any pads on. It's you don't want to get too head over heels on linemen and running backs and people like that make their living in the trenches out here with non-contact practices. But I think that it was a good first day. You can tell as much of what we did here today about him as we could outside. I mean, walkthroughs, meetings, things like that. You can tell that that he's an experienced, smart, confident player, and he's gonna do well for us.
Is his hairstyle any better?
It did look a little bit better today. I saw him this morning, and it didn't look as if he just woke up. But yeah, we got a long way to go with stuff like that.
Hey, if you want to reach out to the guys at Sports Talk 60, you can hit us up on our Facebook page at
Sports Talk 60
or our Twitter page
at Sports Talk 60.
And don't forget to email us at sportstalk60@comcast.net for all your email questions. We'll read them on the air, put you in the monthly drawing for the fan package. Sports Talk 60,
where knowledge comes to play.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this week to Sports Talk 60. We'll see you next week with a brand new show. Sports Talk 60.
Your Detroit Sports Connection.
Hey, we know the show's going to air after Mother's Day, but
we still want to wish our moms a happy Mother's Day.
And all the mothers out there, in fact. So, happy Mother's Day from us to you, because my mom and his mom and all the moms are special.
My mom is really special. She's more special than yours.
Nah, not really. Every day is Mother's Day. Hey, I still go to my mom's house, open up the fridge, eat some leftover food, because mom's got the best cooking.
My mom loves me.
Well, my mom loves me too.
All right. She loves you.
Yeah, she loves us equally. So happy Mother's Day, Mom, from Sports Talk 60.
I love you.
Love you too.
I love you.
What?